So today I'm going to be taking a look at the Gunpla Digital Diorama Maker, and just in case you don't know what that is, it's this right here. This is part of what seems to be Bandai Sunrise's attempt at a bit of a Gundam social media called Gunpla Builder's Note. This basically takes a picture of your Gunpla kit that you have, and then AI generates it into a backdrop. Now I'm not going to talk about AI at all here, the arguments here, there, and everywhere. The power of it as a tool, the effect it has on artists, the irony of Bandai who have huge amounts of trademarks and copyrights actually using it, and the fact that it's eventually gonna kill us all with robot overlords. No, today I'm just gonna shite-hawk and laugh at some pictures. But anyway, this is it right here, the Gunpla Digital Diorama Maker. There's some images of what we'll probably be seeing. I'm guessing that's as good as it's gonna get. I hope so. If it ends up being good, I'll be disappointed. I want to laugh a bit. And what it says on here anyways, just upload your own Gunpla photo and choose your favorite scene. You can easily create cool digital diorama images. Post the digital diorama images you create in the builder's note and get excited with other builders. What is Gunpla Digital Diorama Maker? They say. All you have to do is upload photos of your Gunpla models and choose your own favorite scenes, and the AI will create cool I like how they have to say cool, not just, you know, leave that bit out. But anyway, cool Gunpla digital diorama images based on your Gunpla models and scenes. There's some fine print right here saying, uploaded images may be used as training data for AI, blah, 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 blah. They're gonna steal your picture. But anyway, the steps of generation. 1. Select Gunpla photo. 2. Select scene. 3. Waiting for generation. And 4. Save and post favorites. This seems to cost coins, which you get from doing various missions, including probably talking about their social media on other social medias. There's also some tips on how to get a good image, aka don't have it a million miles away and don't take a picture of its foot. There's some information on the processing from low, medium, high, and then there's some more fine print. So no images that contain personal information or infringe on the copyright works of others, but infringe away on Bandai's own. They're letting you this time. Anyway, let's generate away. So this thing right here costs 10 of their Bandai coins a go. I've got 0 apparently, but you get 20 for free. That is more than enough.
Start generation.
Uploading images other than Gunpla is prohibited. That just means I'm going to have to try it, doesn't it? I'm totally going to try it. Anyway, let's go. Alright, so first, we be needing an image. Alright, so blasting on over to the old camera obscura right here, and I'm going to just kind of go with something simple at first. So, nothing beats an old RX-78-2. Kind of tempted to use the Temu one, to be honest, just because they automatically told you, maybe at the end. I don't think they'll tell the difference. Alright, so I guess we need to get this lit up fairly nicely. It's a little bit bright outside. I wonder if I can get rid of that. We'll see what happens. Alright, so getting some lights set up. Give it some simple lighting, I think. There we go, from that side. A little bit from up above. Maybe bring them forward a little bit. Try and get no light in the background there a little. And get a bit of supplementary lighting from behind. That's a little bit on the bright side. Put that back. Maybe get him into a little bit of an action pose. Not too much of an action pose. Something a little bit on the dynamic side, but not too crazy. There we go. Maybe a little bit defensive there against those AI stealing his copyright. Okay, that'll be good enough. Alright, so there we've got our picture in. I'm just going to go with the high modification right here. And he's just standing there, so let's go with the old base. Generate with this setting. No coins will be spent this time. Don't have any anyway. Alright, so boiling up some of the Earth's precious water at the moment. Alright, so we got multiple to choose from. We've got number 1. Number 2's kind of the same. It's just a different kind of funky looking backdrop. So yeah, I guess that one is, I struggle to use the word best out of the bunch. Not sure what's going up here in the shoulder, but it's even kind of murkied up the decals. That should normally say WB102, aka white base. But yeah, anyway, let's try again, I guess. Okay, so next on the chopping block right here is going to be my high-grade Barbatos. So this was kind of standing in a bit of an awkward pose on the shelf, so he's due a bit of a rejiggering about anyway. So I'm going to swing in an old action base to keep this one a little bit more dynamic. I did use an official Bandai one this time because I don't want to be using non-Gundam related stuff. Okay, so I eked Barbie right here into a bit more of a dynamic pose than what we would have been seeing with the RX-78-2, and looking quite nice, so I guess I'm just going to go with this right here. So I've got my picture of Barbie uploaded right here. I'm going to go this time with the low amount of modification because I don't want my decals looking like butts. There's no decals in this particular one right here. I'm going to be going with the desert because, you know, it's Barbatos. I'm guessing he's blasting around on the surface of Mars. So let's see what we get. Again, no coin spent. There we go. Well, what can I say? Absolutely beautiful. I don't think Bandai Sunrise need animators anymore. The next Gundam anime could just look like that. You won't be able to tell the difference. Look at him just blasting on through some kind of weird nebulous sky. Alright, okay, yeah, I'm convinced it's just like he's there. It's not like I just like cut it out in Photoshop over a random ass image. Well. Man. It's gone a little bit downhill. I'm actually shocked they got rid of the action base that's not just sticking out of his butt on there. So, maybe I should have used more processing. Moving on to the next one now, we're going to be going with the Gundam EX. So I guess our motivation here is you're a 12-year-old bloodthirsty child out to kill anyone that flies the flag of Zeon. Just absolutely murderize them. So we're going to kind of try and keep it a little bit dramatic. This guy kind of just walked around. Nothing too exciting. The occasional blasting through the air. Let's set him up like it's the last thing a Zeon soldier's gonna see. There you go, you're staring down the barrel of a beam rifle. I'll try and get the lighting to be a little bit more dramatic this time. It's the dead of night. You're a Zeon soldier, it's your last night on Earth. Let's make some magic. Our Gundam EX, there it is, complete. I might pop it up on something the next time so I'm not getting so much brightness on the ground. Maybe it doesn't matter. Anyway, we've got space, city, base, sky. I expected it to rhyme with base again. Space, base, other ace sounding word. So underwater, snow mountain, mountain, jungle. It was a jungle, right? Requiem for Vengeance was in a jungle. But I kind of want jungle. We can use jungle twice. I'll grab a ground Gundam the next time. Okay, here we go. No coins spent. Plenty of water evaporated. Well. There we go. Image the first. It's just standing in some poopy muck water. I'm not really getting the kind of size, if you get what I mean. This looks like I just went out to a puddle. No, actually it looks like I went out and took a photo of a puddle, then took a photo of a Gundam, and yeah, you know, overlaid them over each other. Yeah, that just looks like another poopy puddle. I'm not getting, it doesn't, that does not look like a 20-meter giant robot to me. Oh wow, look at that processing. I mean, seriously, what is going on with its head? Yeah. Best of the bunch. They all look pretty hard, to be honest. Next one. Alright, if there's any Gundam that is very familiar with a muck-filled puddle, it is, of course, this right here, the ground Gundam. So, we're going to get him into a bit of a pose. The same pose I always put this particular mobile suit into. It just is made for it. The running, shooting sideways pose that this can just pull off so well with its nice, beautiful balance. The backpack throws him off a little bit, but that is okay. Alright, something a little bit... Whoa, don't fall over. Alright, so I'm going to be going from a bit of a low angle to try and make it look like a giant robot. That's not going to happen, but let's do it. Actually, you're so much better off just building a tiny little diorama. It'll always look better, even if you buy some like pre-packaged stuff that you can just get that like has, for example, like the buildings or the kind of like trees or whatever, like just pre-packaged and put them together, you're going to get a much better result than this, definitely every time. The sun always seems to be from above, so I'm going to give it a bit of lighting from above like this. And let's try and move this light a bit more. Maybe something like this. Alright, so we've got our image of the ground Gundam uploading. I'm going to go with the high kit modification because it tickles me more. One more time with the jungle, and let's generate. Actually, what's next? Space. So I'll keep that in mind for the next one. Here we go, generate. Boil. Alright, generation complete. Oh, didn't realize that I used darker colors and gave me nighttime this time, or is this just a kind of choice? Well, there we go with image the first. I'm not sure what that fire in the background is meant to be, but if it is a campfire, it makes this look tiny again. Let's see what else we've got. We've got a giant moon in the background again, none of which doing a lot to make this look particularly giant. Actually, all of the angles as well aren't really kind of lining up with it. It's like the Gundams shot from below, but these are just like, I really don't know what's going on here. Maybe space will work out a little better. Not likely. So now it's time to find out if this here AI is tuned to detect shenanigans or not, just for the sake, the laugh, the crack, as they say. So this right here is a standard high grade, the Origin Gundam with a SD Gundam head on it. Now it says nothing about SDs or anything like that, so still official Gundam Gunpla products. So let's see what we can get out of this. So I'm gonna go with a kind of jumping over the top pose. This head is not held on in any capacity, I will mention. Attached on with a little bit of blue tack. The Origin Gundam has some great articulation, so it's always very nice to pose, simple as. It's always a good reach. It's weird that I don't actually have a standard Gundam the Origin kit anywhere. I've got a customized Miku colored version that I painted. I've got this one, which you can see the torso was used for that, but it didn't really work out. And I do have the good old Temu version as well. It's one kit I really do need to revisit and have a proper version of because it's an insanely nice kit. Anyway, that right there, that's going to be our fantastic digital diorama. So here we go. High on that multiplier. We're going with space, and again, we've got 16 more times. I don't think I've got 16 more times left in me, but let's generate. I wonder if this thing will realize or not that I used a non-standard Gundam head. Again, it is Gunpla, so it shouldn't get angry at me. When the robots come for me in the future, when they come to drag me out of my house and kill me in the street, this is what they're going to remember. All right, so let's see what we have. Yeah. Okay. It's definitely much blurrier than the picture I remember taking. Got a bit of a nebula or something similar in the background right there, just floating away in space. That's image 2. Looks kind of the same. There's image 3 and image 4. You know what? I'm going to try again and see if it's kind of the same all the time. But yeah, there we go. That's what they look like. Now I'm going to try again. Same picture, same space. Let's see what we get. All right, there's try the second, and oh, damn. I guess he's just hopping through planets or something similar. That is, yeah, that's something. All right, I'm trying again. Same picture and one we've done before, the jungle, and see what we get out of it. See if there's any kind of change at all whatsoever. This legit looks like the Gundam just shot itself into oblivion. I'm saving that one. Oh, okay. So they just ignored the action base. That Gundam is just sitting on the ground. Just sitting in the muck. Oh man, that one right there. Damn. Okay, in all seriousness, yeah, that's yeah, we don't want to be thinking juvenile things, just, you know, serious Gunpla stuff going on here on the channel right now. So, let's see if I can kind of just set him up. Yeah, just peeking back over his shoulder. Yeah, letting the brown river flow. There, I think I've got a decent enough angle on it there. Is that lit enough? All right, let's see what we can get out of it. Okay. This'll do. No, I think the high angle might even be better. Oh, no, I'm losing it. Image. Okay, definitely the jungle. Generate with my settings. And here we go. Okay, I'm not quite sure what's going on down at the legs there. Oh, yeah, there we go. Not quite. Let's try again. All right, in the jungle. One more time. Generate. What do we get this time? I feel like it might be onto me. Yeah, definitely not outdoing that other one. You know, when things are perfect, it was perfect. Yeah, no improving on perfection. Next one. Everyone loves the King of Gunpla, the Master Grade Ball. I've got me a High Grade Gundam right here, and we're gonna basically set up a scene from the 1 Year War. A little bit something. Oh, lost a side flap. This is really bringing me back to that one scene in the original anime where a RX-78-2 Gundam, or should I say the RX-78-2 Gundam, rode into battle on the back of a oversized ball. Yep, remember that well. All right, so uploading the ball. Of course, the balls are in space. The aforementioned scene I mentioned about the ball riding occurred in space, probably, maybe. And there we go, an anime accurate scene if ever I saw one. Let's see, which one is the best? So we've got this one right here. That one, which is vaguely not different at all. This one and that one. Wow, they really like their planets and black holes, or just planets and planets. I think the best one might just be this one because of the cosmic lighting. Okay, so now I'm going to start breaking the law because this right here is not a Gundam kit at all. This is a robot Damashi figure, and I'm going to see if it can tell the difference. These figures right here are phenomenal, by the way, if you've never tried one. They're really posable and really fun. Sometimes I like to grab some of the grunts because, you know, building tons and tons of Zakus can take a lot of time and all of that sort of stuff. So grabbing various different figure Zakus means you can kind of build up a squad quite quickly. Sometimes you can find the basic ones like this basic Zaku right here at fairly low prices, especially on the likes of Mercari and places like that, Yahoo Auctions. Try and get them into a bit of a pose, get them right up in there. Try to look somewhat dynamic, blasting into the camera. That fills the screen nicely. And let's try. I tried to take a fairly decent picture this time, a serious one. We'll pick above the ocean because I assume it's above because the other one's underwater. High kit modification. It's not a kit. Don't let the robots know. Alright, turns out AI-kun can't tell the difference. That just, I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Anyway, let's go through them. Yeah, okay. I could imagine this on a really, really bootleg t-shirt. Actually, I'm going to save that one. That would honestly make the funniest bootleg Zaku t-shirt of all time. Let's see what else we've got. No, it's this one right here. This is the one I'm feeling. This is the one for the bootleg t-shirt right here. Again, I'm not feeling giant robot. I'm not feeling much. Actually, it looks tiny compared to those, I guess, little swells of waves right there. Anyway, next one. All right, so the next one is underwater. And believe it or not, I don't have any underwater mobile suits at all lying around. That is really bad. I've got a Zaku from Gundam Sea, but I don't think that counts, does it? Because that's a space Zaku, I assume, not a underwater one. Considering that most Zeon underwater mobile suits are some of the coolest looking of all time, I'm totally letting the team down by not having any. Anyway, Gelgoog. I'm going to make it look like it's falling in backwards. I absolutely love this Gelgoog kit, by the way. If you haven't built the G-Quacks Gelgoog, I highly recommend that you do. It's such a nice looking kit. Does require a little bit of extra detailing up, but otherwise, very, very nice. That looks like it's plunging down into the water good enough, having a bad time. Look at me trying to take these pictures seriously. A little bit of light from above, like it's coming from the surface. Lots of blue light around it, like it's under the water. And then I'm going to put it into this thing for it to look like total ass. Let's go. Make sure to pick underwater. All the processing, please. And we've got 9 more attempts. Here we go. Generate the 12th. All right, so let's see what we've got. There we go. Look at it plunging down into the water with its absolutely melted gun. Oh, wow. I'm not sure even what's going on right here. Yeah, okay. Let's see the next one. Oh, many light rays. Even more light rays. And yeah, this looks like it's kind of generated for like a human size. Like you put a picture of yourself there, like swimming, and be like, hey, I was somewhere I was not. But yeah, this does not look like giant robot level of water. None of them do. Actually, let's give it another crack and see what happens. All right, let's go. Super modify, underwater. Actually, let's try with the low modify, underwater, and let's go. Okay, I failed to see where the extra or less extra generation is taking place. And yeah, it still looks like it's, you know, a regular sized guy scuba diving. Next one. All right, so the next thing we're doing is Sky, and I'm going to be going with this right here, which is the Master Grade SD Freedom Gundam, which is looking absolutely beautiful because it is a beautiful kit. I appear to have lost the button for one of my lights somehow while shit-hawking around with this stuff, so I'm just curious as to how close in can you actually take an image in order to use this thingamabibber. So I'm just gonna go with this. This looks nice. Let's take a photo. All right, getting it uploaded. We're gonna go with the high processing and the Sky and generate with this setting. All right, so there we go. There is what we've gotten. And you know, to be blatantly honest, this is probably the best you could expect from it. It still kind of doesn't really make much sense if you actually set up your own kind of diorama again, or even just held it in front of the sky with a nice camera, you'd probably get a better effect out of it. But as it stands, probably the best out of the bunch. So from here on out, I'm going to have some fun with some non-gunpla and see what it does and if it complains and gives out to me. Anyway, first up, we're going to go with the Hyukbine, or the Hookbine, or whatever it's called, from Super Robot Wars. Let's go. Alright, so there's the Hyukbine. I guess we'll just go with something random. Go with the mountains, why not? Let's generate. Alright, seems like it can't tell a Gundam from a not Gundam. There it is, just standing there. kind of hanging out, I guess. They say not to take the pictures far away, but it kind of would make more sense if he's far away to kind of fit in size-wise. Anyway, next one. Next up, I'm going to go with this tiny little sad Strike Gundam. See how that works out. Alright, sad Gundam time. I'm going to go in the base. Okay, it has to reject this one. It can't tell that this is a Gundam, right? You know, tell that it's not a Gundam. I kind of like this one in a way. Yeah, this is the only one that kind of gives a little bit of size to it. Actually, I was like, is that it actually casting a shadow for a second? But it looks like it's the same sort of shadow that we're seeing on these particular things. That's not a bad one. I mean, like, it is terrible, but relatively. He looks like he's shrinking in size now compared to before. But yeah, there we go. Sad AI Gundam. Rei Ayanami's technically a Gundam, right? Rei Ayanami rejected, so it can tell Gundam from not Gundam, unless it's a Hyukabine. How about Gundam characters as mice? Orphan Chew Orga Mouse rejected. And lastly, of course, the Temu RX-78-2. Origin version or something. And lastly now is the Temu or the Temu Gundam. I'm going to go with... what have we not used? We've used pretty much everything so far, so I don't know. Oh, City. Have we used City? We'll go with City. Generation complete. Wow, 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 wow. Look at that Gundam's head. Well, if you showed me that, I would assume this was a live-action Gundam movie. Damn, and it just gets worse. Look at the Gundam's head as I click through them, just kind of melting and glitching away. Yeah, but yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for the video. What is there to say? This does not work particularly well, as I would expect it to. Hilarious at the best of times, pure mulch at the worst of times. Honestly, you're better off just setting yourself up a little bit of a diorama. Even if you go outside, you can find areas which make your Gundam look like it's still kind of big while beside them. Just get lots of small tiny little rocks. Even just up against the sky, you can always make your Gundam look cool and be somewhere. If you wanted, you can splash out and buy some little buildings like I have right here. Still gives a lot better of a feeling. You got your sense of scale, your Gundam looks like it's in somewhere. This whole kind of AI malarkey definitely does not work. And speaking of malarkey, I just saw something out the corner of my eye I'm gonna try. If this works, I'm gonna be very happy. Let's give it a go. Okay, so far we've been able to see that the AI thingamabobber digi diorama is able to tell Gundam from not Gundam to some degree. Not to the Hyukabine kind of level, but still, it could tell the Orphan Chew and the Rei Ayanami from that little sitting kind of depressed Gundam. What happens if I use this right here? The Gundam Funko Pop. Can the AI tell this is a Gundam or not? It is a Gundam, but it's not a gunpla Gundam. Let's give it a go. Alright, uploading it now. I don't know, well, will it work? It's processing a little longer than the Rei Ayanami. Oh ho ho ho, it works. I think I'm gonna go for the base. The base has been my favorite so far. Kind of matched with the jungle to some degree, but here we go. Let's generate. Wow. Would you look at that? It is beautiful. Would bring a tear to a full grown man's eye. Oh, check it out. He's just hanging out in the street. Like he's, you know, like in Japan when you've got those mascot costume wearing people walking down the street? That's the image this has given me. It's not given me any kind of giant robot whatsoever. It's glorious. It's great. Wow. That's it. That's it for the video. I would say it was time well spent, but it was not.